Hello there everybody, Sam'sTrains here, welcome back to the Railway and welcome back to a brand new series of Sam'sTrains Live. So this is going to be on every Sunday for the next 5 weeks at 2 PM. So hopefully you can join me and hopefully you really enjoy the series. I've got quite a lot planned for this series. Obviously I'm going to be running a lot of trains, that's what we all love to see, so that is going to be starting right from today. I've got quite a few things to unbox, quite a few cheap things, so we're going to be seeing some of those throughout the series. We've got the first one of those coming up today, which is very exciting. I've got Train Time coming back for a bit of silliness, so I know some people like that. That's not coming back today, but there is a new mini-series of Train Time coming. I've got some models, some that I've made, some that I've bought to give away to you guys, so stay tuned for those. This time I'm going to be giving them away throughout the series, which I think is quite exciting. And obviously I'll be doing loads of shout-outs and showing your photos and taking the usual requests and stuff, so I'm hoping this will be another fun series of live streams. And on that note, let's see how you guys are getting on. I haven't talked to you for a while, not on a live stream since the January Hornby range launch, and let's see. Yeah, before that it was mid-December, wasn't it? So quite some time since we last met on a live stream. We've got a super chat from Sideways66779 who says, "Hello Sam, how are you? Could you run your new Bachmann Great Central D11 with a rake of whatever coaches you think fits her, please?" That's a good question, isn't it? I think Eleni Artiques is the best thing I've got. But thank you so much for that super chat request. I will totally do that. Thank you very much. And Mark7188, thank you very much. I've been looking forward to these streams as well. We've got Mega Train Lover, great to see Sam'sTrains live again. Please could you run the Drummond 700 class? I love that. With a short mixed freight and brake van. Of course, no problem. We've got NWR J&W Studios. Hello to you. Drew why do I always choose the names that I cannot pronounce? Drew Dutkowski. How did I do? Is that reasonably close? I hope so. XRCon42, could you run an A1, A2, A3 and A4 in convoy? Wow, that's quite an idea. Might be a trouble to do that. Generally I can only run 3 on my controllers because I don't want them to blow up. That wouldn't be good. But I'll see what I can do. Thank you very much. Bong says Dave's surname. Okay, interesting word. Hello Sam, it's me Potato, says Oi Potato. Oi Potato! Nice to see you. Thanks for coming along. James Stewart Train says, "Hi Sam, my dad is watching you right now." So a huge shout out to James Stewart and also his dad. I did get some messages from you guys and I enjoyed reading them, so thank you very much for getting in touch. Tony J says it is his birthday, so that is amazing. Happy birthday, Tony. Everybody jump in the chat and wish Tony a happy birthday. AZ Rail, glad to see you back, Sam. Hope you all have fun. Yes, I hope so too, and thank you for your support. Let's see. Hello, Sam. You inspired me to make my own train YouTube channel. That is amazing. It is Great Western 5199. Looking forward to today's stream. Well, everybody, go check it out. I don't know if he's got any videos on there yet, but it's worth checking out and subscribing. And Sharky McShark knows I haven't been to one of these or a members only live stream in a while. Curse my odd work shift. Ah, that's annoying. Well, I'm glad you could make it today, Sharky. Pleased to see you. Let's see. Can I please have a shout out? I would love it. It says Train and Gamiacs. Yes, of course, no problem. So many donations. I know it's Bullman's going overblown, overtime. What am I saying here? He's making a lot of noise. I apologise, but thank you so much for the support. We've got William Grantham, an awesome request from you. You wanted to see 2 A4s tender to tender with as many LMS coaches as they can muster. Do you know, I don't think I've got enough LMS coaches to max out 2 A4s, but I'll certainly put a good consist on if you like. You inspired me, Sam. Love your videos, says Big Buffer Productions. Well, that is lovely to hear. Thank you so much. And if you would like to have a request shown on one of these live streams, you can use the super chat, which is down in the chat, the little $sign. £5 or the equivalent, and you can choose whatever loco, train, rolling stock, coaches, whatever you want to see, and I will do it for you. And all of the money goes back into the channel to keep the videos alive and keep the channel going. So if you want to do that, thank you so much. Gladstone is not going to be available to run live because you know, these live streams get a bit hectic and I don't want something to derail or drop it in my rush and damage it. So it's in a display cabinet. If loads of people request it, I will get it out at the end and do a quick run, but if you do request Gladstone, it will have to be done pre-recorded for next time. So just a little warning. I think Sparky already requested that, so no worries Sparky, I can do it, but I'll probably do it next week pre-recorded. And also, I'm going to award to the person who comes up with the most creative request today, I'm going to award you a free S&DJR wagon, complete with accessories, so that is brake rigging, buffers and NEM couplings, and I'll send it to you at the end of the series. I'll choose the most creative request from today, and then after the last episode I will send it to you. So there we go, an S&DJR wagon with an accessories pack. So yeah, that is your incentive to come up with very creative requests, because I enjoy the creative ones, and I'll probably do a different challenge every week. But this week is the most creative requests. So speaking of requests, we have, oh by the way, if there are any birthdays in the house, if you super chat any amount, I will play the birthday song for you. There you go. Right, I guess I should play it for me, because it was my birthday on Thursday. So thank you so much to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. I still don't quite know how people know and remember, but it's amazing that you guys do, so thank you so much. Percy the Little Green Engine wants to see an 060 tender engine pulling a Great Western tank engine on a flatbed with a towed brake van. That is an awesome request, Percy. Thank you very much. Nice to have one of the early engines of Sodor watching. Could you run the Manning Wardle with Henrietta? Oh, this is one of Taggart 00. Sorry, I won't give your name away. Taggart 00's master requests. The Manning Wardle with Henrietta, some open wagons, and the Thomas towed brake van. That is quite the combination, Taggart 00, but yeah, I will totally do that, no problem. And then we've got Co-Captain Blues Gaming, who wanted to say, I love these streams, could I please see a war-themed train in remembrance of what's going on? That's a nice idea, okay. Could I also see the Blue King class with Pullman coaches? Hornby J15 with a freight train. Wow, thank you so much for the generosity there, Co-Captain Blue. That's very, very kind. And Badly Film Productions, you want to see the A1 and the B1 with 10 Artiques. Wow, I don't think I'll have 10, you know. I will put as many as I have on, but I don't think I'll have 10. Anyway, what we've got set up on the layout are as follows. So we've got, first of all, on the outside line, we've got Darian Wilcox, who wanted to see an IVAC Class 4 and a Black 5, with box vans and a brake van at the rear. So we've got that. Taggart 00, these are engineers' requests, by the way, wanted to see the missing Caledonian locos. I did a review of this loco, the 812, and I said that the only other Caledonian loco I had was the single wheeler, the Caledonian one. Well, of course, that's absolute rubbish, because I've got the Hatton's Andrew Barclay in the Caledonian blue, and also the Pugs, the Caledonian Pugs from Hornby. So that was a big error, and today, thanks to Taggart 00, I am rectifying that, which is great. And then we have William Babcock's request, which was to see the 812 with maroon coaches. So yeah, one of the beautiful new locos on its first debut in a request. So I hope it enjoys itself, and I hope you enjoy seeing it. Off we go. Let's see how we get on. Off you go, 812. It's very easy to have that loco go too fast. Now we've got a bit of a problem here already, because the Caledonian Pug hauling the Andrew Barclay is very, very fast. It's not too happy about it, and we seem to have gotten something weird happens with this. I don't know which loco it is, but one of them seems to be short-circuiting on that curve. It did it earlier when I tested it. I suspect it's the Bachmann, but yeah, why it does that I'm not sure. I have just been doing some work on it, so I don't know whether that's anything to do with it. I ended up rewiring it. Could be, I suppose. Yeah, could be. But it's up to doing a request, so that's the main thing, I suppose. There we go, with the box vans there, looking pretty good. Let's see, love that as built 812, says XRCon42. Yes, it's something quite special, isn't it, that? Yeah, wonderful looking loco from Bachmann. Short circuit, says McApple Butter. Yes, I think there must be something up with the pickups or something. I did end up resoldering some of the wires, because I took it apart and all the joints were dry, all the soldered joints. So I ended up rewiring it. It could be just on that second radius curve, something touches the wiring or something that causes a short. I don't know. But it's not stopped again since, so I don't think it's anything too serious. And there's the lovely 812 stealing the show a little bit. Yeah, it's a special loco, that for sure. Right, I think we better stop this double header in case it all goes horribly wrong. Causes another short. Let's have a look at that struggling double header, because that one's pretty interesting, isn't it? That poor Caledonian is really, is really going for it. Of course, it's too fast, that's the problem. And the Andrew Barclay runs much slower, so it's slowing it down. The Barclay is putting its foot down, as it were, and saying, nope, we ain't going too fast. The football guy, you're amazing, Sam. Oh, that's very kind. And can I have a shout out, please? Absolutely. Big shout out to the football guy. Thank you very, very much for your support there. And we got the 812. There we go. I kind of missed it last time, so we've got a better look at it that time. There we go. Let's see the struggling double headers go down Gordon's Hill. And I'll stop the 812 before it goes on another lap. There we go. My word. It sounds like an aircraft. Those wheels are going around that fast. They might as well be a propeller or something. It's quite scary, actually. Yeah, I'm quite glad that Hornby's new 040s don't run as fast as that. I know they're a bit less fun, maybe, but at least they don't run a risk of taking off or something. I don't know. So, what did you think, folks? What is the most creative request we have seen so far? So I'm going to need your help to decide who's getting that van today. I'll have to look later and decide. Anyway, how's everybody doing? You enjoying the request so far? Mayo Hosco wants a shout out. There you go, Mayo, no problem. Look at that wheel slip, says Simonas Lapinskas. Yes, it's quite dramatic, isn't it? I don't think it's very good for that loco to do that, but hey, it was a request. I've got to do it if I can. Stealth Ninja 5, finally got myself a Bachman Thomas, default blue. Okay, so no special greens or anything then last month. A belated Christmas or birthday gift. That is awesome. Well, I hope you enjoy them. They are good runners actually, aren't they, the new ones? They've got different motors, I think, now, so better than they used to be. You're a very creative person, says Azuma. Sam should keep the van. Maybe Sam should keep the van. No, I'm not in the business of giving myself giveaway gifts on live streams. I don't think that would go down very well. No, it's going to someone that is not me. But thank you very much for saying I'm creative. That's very kind. Something else. Hello there. I hope you're okay. I am a kid, says Tony J. Okay, Tony J's a kid. Let's see. Donald and Douglas pulling. Oh, this is an idea from Big Buffers Productions. That's a very nice suggestion. Big Buffers Productions. Thank you for that one. It's good to meet you, says Alex Dent. Let's have fun with Sam and get yourself a snack or something to drink and let's go to work. It's a little bit like what I always say during the break, isn't it? But that's a good point, yes. Let's all get some refreshments. Except for me, because if I'm eating and drinking, it would be a bit gross, wouldn't it? So I'll wait until after. I have a Union Pacific 9000 class coming later this week. So you could double head that, so could you double head the Berkshire and the Daylight GS4 with suitable stock? Yeah, absolutely, XR-Kun. Bit of an American themed request there, which is very nice. Right, so the main attraction for this video is probably, is probably what was mentioned in the title and the thumbnail, and that is of course the train set. And that's what we're going to look at next. It is a train set, but it's slightly unlike any of the other train sets I've seen before. So, let's roll and let's see what happened. Hello. El Cheapo is unfortunately poorly today. In other words, I've lost the hat. So today I'm going to take this episode. This episode is all about this boring cardboard box, inside which is supposed to be a train set. Now this is an AliExpress train set and it looks very similar to the other cheap train sets I've purchased in the past, except apparently this train set, this cheap battery powered train set, features a smoke generator of some sort, and that is why I have purchased this. So it cost me quite a bit more than some of the other really cheap sets I've looked at in the past. It was $41 or about £30, but it would have been very rude not to have bought one of these just to see what that smoke generator is like. So let's open this box, let's see what we get, and let's see if we get some smoke. So I'm not actually very interested in the train set itself, so I will just show you what we get in here. But the main attraction is definitely going to be the loco with smoke, apparently. So, what have we got? So this looks like a piece of a box because it's made of cardboard. It shows you a bit about the set, how to put batteries in. So it looks as though the loco and tender somehow like plug together. That's quite interesting. And here is the thing about the smoke. There's a bottle and it looks like you put some water into one of the domes, not the chimney. And it says it will start with spray after you adding water. I don't know what that means. Does it mean it's going to squirt me? Ooh, well, we'll see how that goes. So here is the baby's beaker that's included for some reason. That's quite a big container. Are we supposed to put all of that in there? I don't think so. So this is unexpected. What have we got here? We've got, this was 30 quid. This is not a lot of money. We've got some sort of station building. It says Pop Ular on the front of it. Okay. What was this? 24 hours business. It smells like an old woman's flat, which is a bit worrying. But, folks, it is new. So we've got that to go on. Whole day, hours, it says. I mean, it's got stickers, paintwork on it. It's not bad. What have we got in here? A load of plastic bits. Not too bothered about those. We've got track. I think this is a slightly different track design from what we've seen in the past, but it will probably be largely the same thing. Let's take a quick look at this. So it looks like it's just like a, oh wow, yeah, very flimsy snap together sort. But don't forget there is that bag of plastic bits, which I think clip onto the side maybe and help them stay together. So probably going to be all right, is that? But we don't care about the track. Let's quickly look at the rolling stock that we have here. So this seems quite familiar, doesn't it? It's certainly the sort of thing I've looked at before. Is there anything funny on it? Over here it says nobleness, railroad. Yeah, it does say railroad on the side. Oh goodness, don't want it to be too rude. Is this the same thing? Another railroad carriage? Yeah, I think so. Over here. Yeah, it is another power potter train, which I think we've seen before. Ooh, right. And now for the loco, which I think it's got to be derived from one of those that we've seen before, hasn't it, surely? Let's see. This does say Railroad Dignity Train on the side, so this is not from the railroad, this is from the railroad. And yeah, I think it looks a bit like one that we've seen before, except this has got like a power pack on the back, so obviously there is no battery that goes into the loco. It's funny, on the roof of the cab, the drawings on the top of the cab show like an in and out push switch, but it's a left and right switch in actual fact, so fair enough. And then we've got the 10-door, which might have some, I do like the text on the tender, conveyance. Isn't that what a tender is for, folks? You can't argue with that. Coal mine over here, nobleness. Power, speed, design. Super classical choo-choo. Calorebro series. Conveyance. Conveyance. There seems to be a bit of a coal spillage here. They've spilt coal all over the top of the tender, even where the water filler cap is supposed to be. God, are they going on a long trip somewhere? Maybe they're looking to convey this coal over long distance or something. I don't know. Let's find out how to put some batteries in this, and then we'll see if the loco works and smokes. Apparently, it's also got sound, so you'll all enjoy that, I'm sure. Okay, so 4 AA batteries have been conveyed into the tender. And then, of course, we've got this electrical cable here, which will allow the conveyance of electricity from the tender to the loco, where the motor and lights and smoke generator are. And the only thing to do now is to convey some water into the locomotive. So I've conveyed some water into this container so that I can convey it from the container into this bottle, and then I can convey some of it into the locomotive. So let's see how this goes. There is literally like a little cap. It doesn't just go into the chimney for some reason, which is interesting. It did not say how much of this water I should convey into the loco, so I'm just going to put some in, and obviously if it overflows I'm going to stop. So, conveyance of milk from the baby's bottle. If this leaks everywhere, I'm going to be furious. Right, I think I've overdone it now because it's filling up to the brink. So let's take some back out. There we go. Yeah, very large. I thought maybe we'd have to put all of this in, but obviously not. Right, let's replace the cap and let's plug it in. And then I'm going to stand clear in case the instructions or the bit of cardboard was right and this thing is going to squirt. Make sure there are no valuables anywhere nearby. Right, so I don't want this loco to run away, so I'm going to have to hold it. Right, switch it on. I apologise for the noise that will inevitably begin when I switch this on. Okay. Oh! It's working, folks. Wow! It's not actually going. Oh, yes it is. Alright, so it starts and starts. Wow! It's actually really effective. That is a lot better than I've seen on some proper models. Oh, look at that. This loco is quite a lot more advanced than what we've seen in the past because there is some sort of synchronization with the sound and the movement. So when you switch it on, you get start-up sounds, smoke comes on, get a whistle, bit of a bell, and then the loco starts off slowly. You'll see that in just a second. Oh, it starts off slowly. And then it accelerates after a second or two. There we go. It speeds up after a second or two at that speed. So yeah, for 30 quid, what they've been able to achieve here, sound, motion, smoke, lights. I mean, there are a lot of double O gauge manufacturers that will charge a hell of a lot more and achieve a hell of a lot less. But then again, you know, this is not a proper model or anything, but even more goes to show how easy this stuff is to achieve. Anyway, yeah, let's have a look inside. I want to see what that smoke generator's like. Well, that's it, folks. That's all it is. There's not a lot to it. I mean, most of it is this white piece, which is like the water tank. So that could be miniaturized and reshaped to be longer and thinner, maybe. The smoke generator itself is just that thing there. It's probably driven with some sort of circuitry. There does seem to be a small circuit board. So I don't know if it requires high frequency drivers or anything, but it starts and stops the smoke immediately, as you can see. So with the right circuitry to drive this, you could totally have synchronized chuffing. Look at that. That is just brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on about this now. That was well worth the money, and I am definitely going to be keeping this thing. Find out if I can use it somehow in other projects. So, thank you for watching. I think El Cheapo would be very pleased with this. I'm sorry that he's missed it. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, folks. Let's go back live. Wow, that is honestly so impressive, isn't it? I mean, the model is obviously horrible, but that steam generator or atomizer, absolutely brilliant, really. I mean, it works so well. That's got to be what Hornby are going to be using for their water-based steam generating locos. It's got to be, surely. Yeah, really realistic looking smoke, I guess, and it's very controllable as well. As soon as you apply power to the smoke unit, you get a puff of smoke. So for synchronization, absolutely amazing. So I want to see what I can do with that smoke unit. Can I repurpose it somehow? I don't know. I don't know if you can just plug it into what 6 volts and have it work. I don't know if it needs more circuitry than that, and maybe I'll destroy it if I try that, but it doesn't seem like it would be too difficult to put that into a proper loco model. And yes, well spotted. I saw in the chat someone noticed the tender was very clearly backwards. Yes, I noticed that as well. So not a nice train set, but if you want a really horrible sound chip, an LED, a little low voltage motor, and a really awesome smoke generator, well, it's not that bad for the money, I don't think. Anyway, let's have a chat. What did you all think about that? I don't think a lot of people are going to be rushing out to buy one of those, but let's hope we see more smoke generators based on that sort of technology in the future. I think it must be something similar to the sort of incense, no, it's like essential oil atomizers that you can get. I think it's just a high frequency vibration, or does it use ultrasound to, yeah, sort of agitate the water particles and sort of send them up as steam? Yeah, or it just breaks them up maybe into small droplets so that they float away. I don't quite understand. I must admit. I'm sure someone will explain. But yeah, seems absolutely awesome, doesn't it? What if McApple Butter, awesome username. What if one of those O-scale models fell off the shelf and onto the valley? That's why you do not use shelves. Yeah, that's true. But I'm careful. I don't knock things off shelves, and so nothing has ever fallen off that. And unfortunately, there isn't much more space up here to do anything else. So it wasn't ideal, but it's been up there a couple of years, never had an accident. Sharky McSharknose, oh, this sounds cool. The TTS P2 plus the Bachmann E7, double-headed AliExpress gondola wagons, mega boxes and Queen Mary, substitute analog P2 and Union Pacific 1468 if you can't consist DCC locos. Woo! Okay, Sharky, well, there's plenty to work on there, so I'll definitely be doing something along those lines for you. Does the engine work on HO track, says Sen Jansen? No, it's quite a lot larger. It looks like somewhere between HO and O gauge, but definitely too large for HO, unfortunately. That was amazing, says Peter Griffiths. Yeah, pretty impressive, really. The smoke, nothing else was impressive, but on a really horrible loco to see really impressive smoke like that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't even expect it to work, quite frankly, and it did very well. Peter Griffiths, yeah, you can have a shout out. I done gave you one. And James Stewart Trains, hello. Just wanted to say my dad has a rare Hornby Green Hush Hush, which hasn't been released yet. Ooh. He bought it from Fenwick's, and he thought it was the grey one. That is awesome. Well, I mean, keep hold of it. Tell him to look after it and enjoy it, and might be worth even more one day. That's very, very cool, James. Nice work for your dad. That's a stroke of luck, I would have said. S-gauge maybe, says Sharky McSharknose. Yeah, maybe. It's not forced to be a standard recognised gauge, is it? Could be any old thing. Could be any old size that the Chinese manufacturer has just chosen at random. Could be, but it's not HO, that's for sure. Right, let's do some more requests then, shall we? Let's see what we've got coming up next. So we've got Mega Train Lover, who wanted to see. Oh no, sorry, I've jumped the gun there. that's coming up next later on. There we go. Henry a bit too far back. So this one is for Luis Boscarino, who wanted to see Henry with some wagons, Hornby Henry specifically, and that's for his grandson Thomas. So Thomas, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy seeing your Henry going. And then we've got Sparky129, who wanted to see any BR tender loco, so I've gone with the 9F, classic Evening Star, with rolling stock and passenger rolling stock preferably, and a teak brake on the back. He did say my rolling stock, I think, but I've put most of my rolling stock on sort of static display now in a cabinet that I bought. There's a video coming on that soon. So yeah, hopefully you didn't mean my coaches, but yeah, these are better anyway, better than mine. And then on the inside line, we've got George Botterini's request. Whoa, almost fell down. I don't want to stand on these coaches behind me. George Botterini, who wanted to see Mallard with a rake of suitable coaches. So I've gone with teaks. It's a little bit boring, maybe, but they are suitable. You can't deny that. So let's get going. Ooh, that wasn't very good from Percy there. Is something wrong with Percy? We've had this before, do you know, haven't we? I thought I'd fix this. I suspect it's something wrong with the pickups. No, it's not. It's the, oh dear, you can't really see this, but the thing that holds the crank pin on the centre driving wheel has sort of moved inside the wheel, and it's touching the pickups, which is not a nice problem to have. So I have just forced it back out again with a screwdriver. Great solution there, Sam. And we'll see if he works. Honestly, this Hornby Henry, he's not been a reliable fellow, I must say. I don't blame those who bricked him up in a tunnel that one time. I think that was extreme, and I certainly won't be doing that to mine, but I know how they feel. Right, thank you, Henry. No, thank you, Henry. Is it the same problem, or I think I just didn't put... I think that was my fault. We probably won't blame Henry for that. I don't think I put the tender on properly. Go. It's going to be one of those days, I think. Anyway, 9F. Yep, it's going to be one of those days. Keep stopping. Yeah, we've got a pickup problem of some sort there, I think. We need to look at that at some point. And hopefully Mallard will be working well. Right, I think Henry's the one to watch then. Henry, please behave yourself. Otherwise, I might go back on what I said about the tunnel. I haven't got a tunnel to brick you up inside, but I will build one. I've got a 3D printer, Henry. You're never safe. I don't think, was that over the top? Was that overly mean? I'm not sure. Maybe. Tell you what, Henry, he's not willing to let that 9F get away, is he? He's sort of started lagging behind, but now he's really going for it. Yes, Henry. See, it's much better to try and outperform than underperform. Look at this. Valiant effort from Henry here. He's going to get him. On the outside line too. Oh, look at that. Crikey. Yes, Henry. Man, he's woken up from a drunken stupor and he's finally back on form. Crazy. Now, I think I just missed our Harry Chapman super chat. Thank you very much. Hey Sam, could you run your oldest trying loco, please? Blue Pullman, maybe? Well, I mean, that's up to you, Harry. I've got a Blue Pullman if you want to see that, but I think the oldest would be one of the Princesses. I've got a really old Delio 60. Maybe you want to see that? Yeah, let me know, Harry. Do you want the oldest or do you want the Blue Pullman? Because I don't think there'd be one and the same, but I don't mind. Go on, Sam's Trains, do the locomotion, says Kelly. Well, I admire your bravery in asking, but I assure you, nobody wants to see that. Not even if you request it, because I know you devious people. Someone will try. I refuse. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Anyway, things have sorted themselves out, haven't they? Nothing's going wrong. I thought we were going to have a bad do from Henry. I thought he'd be stopping on every point, but he hasn't, so that's something. But you are going to stop now, Henry, because what I've just done is what's called pushing my luck. And if I keep you running, you'll probably burn out or derail or fall down the ladder somehow. And that's not what's going to happen today, not having that. So yes, we'll stop while we're ahead. All right, awesome requests. Thank you so much, folks. And there are lots more requests still to come, so stay tuned for that. For now, though, I'm just going to go on a short break while I set up the next round of trains. I got them all ready during that puffing, cheap AliExpress train set bit, so it'll only be a couple of minutes, but hopefully enough time to go grab a snack or something nice like that. So don't go anywhere. I will see you very, very soon. Banana Titan. Wow. That is one heck of a username there, Banana Titan. You should try a Proto 2000 model. Yes, I should. I've heard a lot of things about that. I do get quite a few messages about Proto 2000 or Proto. So I'll definitely have to do that. So anyway, yeah, I'll catch you in just a second, folks. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Okay, folks, welcome back to Sam's Trains Live. We are here every Sunday at 2 PM for the next 5 weeks. And don't forget, today's challenge for you guys is to come up with the most creative request you can. And the one who, well, we're going to kind of decide together. The one who gets the most creative one is going to end up with this, an S&DJR road van with all the accessories to go with it. So buffers and underframe detailing and them couplings that you can paint up if you want to and make an interesting 3D printed van. So how's everybody doing? Let's do some shout outs. Anybody want a shout out, you jump in the chat and we'll do it. I don't know if I missed any super chats during the break. We have one from Terence Priestley who wants to see anything from my O-gauge stock. Well, that way. I've got some O-gauge stuff set up already, so I can totally do that for you. And then we also have William Grantham who wanted to see the 812 running tender first. Never done that with the 812 yet. Smokebox to smokebox with a 14XX and a towed brake van. That is an awesome idea, William. Yes, absolutely, we'll do that. And Mayo Hosco, hey Sam, Mallard. Oh, Mayo and his Mallard, honestly. He does love Mallard. Thank you very much though, Mayo. Mallard pulling Percy and Toby on Warwells, the Christmas present trucks and Coca-Cola trucks with the Queen Mary brake. Please buy Santa Fe coaches. Okay, no problem. TMD R&M, hello Samuel. That's very formal. Hello to you. I don't know what your full name is. Jonathan Barnes, hello, nice to see you. And the Great Western guy wants to say, could I have a shout out please? So yes, no problem. Hey, my videos are at YouTube, says Wiggle Tones. Nice, check them out, folks. Hi, Mr. Warwell, says that modelling bloke. Yes, to some I am known as Mr. Warwell for reasons I cannot fathom. It's almost like I say the word over and over and over again. I don't know. You missed mine before the stream began? No, I didn't. Look, William, there it is. It was, I believe, the 214XXs with the three Great Western coaches. So no, you do me an injustice. I would never miss a request like that. What will your next review be on? Says Gegweg. It will be. It's not been filmed yet, but it will be a new bit of rolling stock for 00 gauge. So yeah, look out for it. Hope you see it. NWRJ and W Studios, thank you so much, guys, or girls, I don't know, Willow and Jasper, so maybe one of each. Hey Sam, could you do 2 Hornby Hall like an intercity train, please? Yes, the classic HST style request. Yeah, I know what you mean, we could do that. Super Gamer D, thank you so much. Hi from America, just getting into the hobby. Well, that is awesome. Welcome to the hobby, and thank you so much for the support. You're welcome here, that's for sure. The Great Western guy, no problem. Co-Captain Blues Gaming, you missed mine from 5 minutes ago. Yeah, don't worry. Look, I do not miss requests. I won't miss them. I might not be able to do them all during the live stream, but afterwards I go through the whole list. I check if I've missed any, and any that I didn't get time to do, I will do next week. So yeah, they'll all get done. I just apologise if you have to wait an extra week to get yours. But yeah, they'll all get done, don't worry. Anyway, let's have a look at the Wall of Fame stuff. So if you want to send in a drawing or a picture of your layout or a photo of real trains or whatever that you've taken, can be whatever you like really, to put on the walls in this railway room, maybe to see in a video, then you can email it to me at samstrains@outlook.com and I'll print them off and put them up on the wall. Just one photo per person, so don't send me loads because I don't want the room to fill up too quickly and then we'd run out of space. But here are some new ones. So we've got Miles. I think Miles was trying for a while to get a photo through and I finally managed to get it. So there we go. We've got Miles and he's Thomas there. Thank you very much, William Sutar, for becoming a member, I think it says. Oh no, he just says, hi Sam, how are you doing? Well, I'm doing well, thank you, William. I hope you are as well. And XR Kun 42 has sent a nice idea. Triple head with Hornby, Bachmann and Wren. Ooh, Wren A4. Now, that is going to be an interesting one because those Wren locos draw a lot of power. Now we've got a really interesting loco here, drawn by Dylan YT. Look at that. So we've got, I think this might be an original creation unless someone else recognises it. We've got some sort of LMS tank engine, but with giant driving wheels. So it's like an express tank engine from the LMS. That is awesome. That is a 3D printing idea right there, isn't it? That would be really cool and probably quite fast. And then we've got Mark P, who has done a bit of a Lego setup with his Hornby Christmas train set. There you go. So look at that, proper little station building, or maybe it's a hardware store. I don't know. But yeah, it looks really cool. So nice work, Mark. Thank you for sharing that. Then we've got Mark M, who has got a photo of his collection, or a bit of it. There you go, we've got, is that a Bachmann Daisy there? I didn't think they were out yet. Could be a Hornby, I suppose. Sodor Dan Demand says, mega request using the Bachmann Thomas Range Thomas with 1 wagon, Edward with 2 wagons, Henry with 3 wagons, and so on, all in a single line. Do you know what? That is a pretty creative request. You know, that's one of the most creative ones we've seen, folks. That could be in the running for the S&DJR wagon. And then, this is my favourite. I'm glad I've left this one till last. We've got Jonathan N, who sent in this. Now this is a drawing. I think it's a deliberately crooked looking drawing of the Helgen 1361 class, and he's put some of my some of his favourite quotes on there. So it's the infamous and disgraceful Helgen 1361 locomotive. And now some ratings for this horrible waste of my money. Yeah, I think that was a quote from the review, wasn't it? And then the diecast on this locomotive is an absolute travesty. Did I say that in the review? It does sound like something I would say. I don't know if I was that harsh, but I could have. I was pretty angry during that review, so you never know. It's not a review I watch very often, shall we put it that way. It's not one I revisit. Right, let's do some more requests then to take our... Oh wait, I was going to say to take our minds off the 1361 and horrible locomotives. But this next request is probably not going to be very good at doing that. So who do we have to thank for this next one? Well, of course, it is William Babcock, who wanted to see the diseased caterpillar with the Helgen Class 17 Two famously terrible locos, and the Class 17 has got couplings on both ends despite having loads of buffer beam fitted at one end, so that is going to go horribly wrong. And if that weren't enough, we've got the egg vans coupled to the back of that. So that is going to be the Omelette Express. Now that is a good name I've only just come up with. So yeah, other engines, stay away from that. And then we've got Williamtown, which I didn't forget, no, who wanted to see the two 14XX locos, top and tailing with 3 Great Western coaches, so no problem at all. And then Sideways 66779 wanted to see the D11 with some suitable coaches. Of course, I don't actually have proper Great Central coaches, but I do have LNER ones, which I think are going to be maybe the closest I've got. Anyway, that's not the biggest concern right now, is it? Because these two monstrosities are the problem. Let's have everything else go the other way, I think, so that they spend as much time as possible away from the diseased caterpillar and the Class 17. And with bated breath, I will follow double headers. Let's speed them up a little bit. I mean, I think they are pretty much at 50. Yeah, that's at 60 speed there, folks. I've upped it to 70. So what are we dealing with here? We've got Circle from Underground Ernie. That was Bachmann greedily cashing in on a franchise that they didn't know was going to be successful, and in the end it wasn't. And then you've got the horrible Helgen Class 17, which just doesn't work properly and is horribly designed. So yeah, altogether a fantastic request from William, and I'm going to try and salvage what's happened here. It's unusual for the egg vans to derail so early, I must say. It's not unusual at all for them to derail, but I'm surprised it happened there. It doesn't normally. It must have been the horrible Helgen couplings responsible. And this does of course mean that we've got to reverse the locos, which is so painful. And the Helgen couplings and the Dapol couplings are terrible, so it will be a miracle if this works. No miracles today. Sorry about that, 14XXs, don't mind us. That was full speed right there, folks. No. Oh, has it got it? No. Oh, and Circle's uncoupled as well. Wonderful couplings across the board, and now of course I'm completely stuck because I can't reach any of it. Let's go back. Full speed. Oh, it's derailed. Thank you for this, William. I don't know if you can see this, but the back wagons inexplicably have also derailed, even though they weren't involved in the altercation. Something tells me, William, that if we get a successful lap out of this, then I should go and buy a lottery ticket or something, because I'll be very lucky. We'll have one more. I'll put it all on and try and couple it, and we'll try again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just call it a bad job. We're not paying attention to the other requests, which I think is unreasonable. It's just not going to work, is it? No, the couplings are all at the wrong heights, by the way. The Helgen couplings are way above everything else. Right, they're sort of coupled, so let's try. Let's just try. Okay, go. 70%. Go. No. I'm pretty sure I put the egg vans on right. We'll leave those to go anyway, see what happens. I think it would be rude not to try. There we go, and I'll get the rest of the egg omelette vans out of the way. I'm sorry about that, William. Although I think William... Oops. One of them's fallen. Good. I think William will be satisfied with that. I assume that's what he wanted to see happen. And it's just getting better and better. I think the egg vans... Oh no, it's still there. It's just on its side now. And now it's stopped, of course. Yeah, things don't normally stop until they're behind the bookcase, because that's where I can't reach them. And that's what horrible locos do to me, folks. That's the way it always goes. And now I've got to try and unhook the egg van. Oh. Go on, you son of a gun. There we go. It's going to happen again, isn't it? Oh, and then I really can't reach it. No, it's sort of back on. What an utter embarrassing disaster. I guess I could call this a travesty if I wanted to. Yep. 3 travesties. I mean, the fact that they're still going is quite impressive, I suppose. The fact that that egg van is still connected is very impressive, because none of its wheels are on the track anymore. Yes, William Grantham, I do have a 00 gauge auto coach. So if you want to request it, you can. Oh, it disappeared. Where is it? Brad Naught. Heard anything about the Hornby 2MT? Now over £200. No, I haven't. Oh God. Oh no. My poor 14XX locos. Oh, that's disastrous. And now the coaches are derailed. Oh, darn. Which bogey's off? Oh. Man, that is annoying. Right, you're banned now, egg vans. So now we've got a what literally looks like a runaway train scenario. Well, I suppose maybe it looks like a slip train where the brakes have failed. I don't know. But yeah, they're not derailing or anything. I would have thought pushing coaches backwards like that would be a bad idea, but it's working. And somehow the 17 and diseased Caterpillar are still going. I'm not sure how. But yeah, that's absolutely bonkers, folks. And thank you, I do mean that sincerely, honestly, for those requests. That was incredibly stressful. Right, let's stop you. At least we can say that the D11 has behaved herself and put on a beautiful show. The 14XXs did fail, but not through any fault of their own. It was purely that egg van's fault. So we can pull those off, not too bad. And then somehow, without the egg vans, these two locos did actually work together. So yeah, very confusing, but not too bad. No irreversible damage done, I don't think. Crikey. Right. Let's move on then. Let's have some more. Let's take a look at some of my engineers' requests, because if you're a top tier member on the Sam'sTrains channel, you do get a free request with every series of Sam'sTrains live. So let's find out what the engineers came up with. So this first engineer's request is beautifully simple. I love this one. This one comes from Ridiculous Railways, who wanted to see the Bachmann E1 in the beautiful NER livery. Well, I guess that's what he wanted, because that's the only one I've got, with just 3 open wagons, so nothing too over the top there, and a brake van, but he also wanted the loco to be going bunker first. So yeah, very nice and specific, but also a nice modest sized train, which I think looks really, really smart. So thank you, Ridiculous Railways, and thank you for letting us see the E1 running again. That is a lovely, lovely looking engine. And then on the middle line, we have a request from Samuel's Locos. Thank you very much, Samuel. He wanted to see a BR Green West Country class locomotive with some LMS coaches. Now, that sounds obviously like a strange combination, but he said that he saw this very formation or something similar at the Severn Valley Railway, I assume recently. So there we go, not that silly after all if it happened in real life or something similar did. So that's awesome, Samuel, and I hope you enjoyed your time at the Severn Valley. I'm a little bit jealous that you got to see a BR Green West Country like this. And then Bobble Bunny wanted to see an American steam loco, didn't say which, so I don't think he minds too much, with the new blacksmith wagon amongst some other appropriate rolling stock. So I've put just 1 or 2 other wagons and such on there. And this is to celebrate Bobble Bunny finally making it back to the States. So I don't know if he lives there now, or whether he's just gone for a break or not. But yeah, that's a good reason to celebrate, I think. So there you go, an American steam loco, the Camelback I've gone for. I hope that one's okay for you, Bobble Bunny. Up next, we've got another great pairing of 2 locos. This comes from Sparky129, who asked for the J70 and the J15 double heading together with a mixed goods train. And Sparky also wanted to see any big brake van, so I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than the Queen Mary brake van, does it? So I've put the Queen Mary on there. Quite an interesting combination this, I think it looks great. And the J70 and the J15 are 2 of my favourite locos, so always fantastic to see those running, particularly together. So thank you for that one, Sparky. And then this is the really interesting one, I suppose. Also slightly terrifying because it's 2 very large locos, but yeah, this is the Hush Hush with LNER Teaks HST style with an LNER Garter Blue A4. So I've actually put the A4 at the front in the end because that is the slightly faster loco and it's just a bit safer to do it that way. But yeah, it looks like two A4s, but of course for the first time I'm able to do this with a hush hush as well. So Dancing Turtle 96, thank you very much for that request, and that is a really cool look, isn't it? I almost wish I had two hush hushes now, or hush heiss I suppose, so that I could have one at each end of the train. That would be really cool. But no, the A4 with it looks pretty awesome, so thank you for that, folks. So, sorry about all the noise, hopefully you can still hear me, but we've got some DCC sound locos running this time. So the first one comes from Intrepid Thee, who wanted to see, well, he wants to continue seeing all of my sound-fitted locos with relatively prototypical loads. So the trouble is I forget what I've already run for him, but here we've got the 4F locomotive, the Fowler 4F, with a mixed goods train. So thank you very much, Intrepid, I hope you enjoyed that. And then we have Jason Biggs, who wanted to see a sound-fitted steam locomotive with a passenger train, and Jason also wanted a sound-fitted diesel at the rear, but I don't have one that I can run. The only one I can think of is my Class 40, I think it is, the railroad one, but that one is out of action at the moment because it just would not behave, and now it's paid the price, so it's awaiting repairs. But hopefully you're okay seeing the lovely P2, hopefully that's alright for you, Jason. And then we have a silent loco on the inside line. This is from Mark 7188, who again, we're finishing with a really nice and simple one, who wanted to see the Q1 with some Southern coaches, and that was all. So we've got the lovely Hornby Q1, which is a great loco, with some of the more modern Hornby Southern coaches, which I think looks awesome. So Intrepid Thee, Jason Biggs and Mark 7188, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your requests. There you go, so amazing work from the engineers there, and thank you very much for that super chat, Storm331, just spotted that on the end there, who wants to see Toby, Henrietta and 3 open wagons trailing, so that's no problem at all. Right, so there's just enough time to run 3 more trains of today, so let's get started with these. Oh, I've not set them out very nicely, have I? But I can show you who asked for them anyway. So we've got Mega Train Lover, who wanted to see the 700 class with a bit of a mixed freight train and a brake van at the back. Then we've got XR Kun on the inside line, who wanted to see an A1, an A2 and an A3. I've stopped there because I don't want to burn my controller out, but I hope I've been able to get... I think that's right, so it was A1 at the back, A2 in the middle and A3 at the front. And then for William Grantham, it was 2 A4s in HST formation, which is very nice, with lots of LMS coaches, so I've done that as well. We'll run that one backwards as well, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Slightly different A4 mechanisms, these, but hopefully they'll work okay together. We'll find out if not. And then we've got the 700 class there, the Drummond one, so that is awesome. And while these run, I'm going to thank everybody for their super chats, and then I'm going to have to choose the most creative request that I can give my my S&DJR van to. So pop it in the chat, folks, if you've seen any creative ones. I've got some ideas. I have seen one that really sprang out as a creative one, so I will just look through one last time just to see if I can see anything more creative. Yeah, let's give this a go. So we've got Colin Wykes, thank you so much, Sparky129, a couple of those. I will do your Gladstone request for next week, don't worry. Loris Boscarino, thank you very much. William Babcock, George Botterini, William Town, Sideways 66779, Mark7188, Lewis Hughes, sorry if I missed you, but thank you so much nevertheless. Mega Train Lover, XR Kun 42, AZ Rail, William Grantham, quite a lot from you, William Grantham, today, so thank you very much for your support. We also have Percy the Little Green Engine, thank you for yours. Taggart 00, oh, that was the Manning Wardle one. I don't know, that's quite creative. Co-Captain Blues Gaming, well, I love the streams. Yes, that was nice actually, the Remembrance theme. That, I think we'll put that down as one. Although, to be clear, I can't take the how much you've donated into account, obviously. So, yeah, do bear that in mind because that wouldn't be fair. But that was a very generous super chat there, Co-Captain Blue. Badly Filmed Productions, you were the A1 and B1 request with 10 teaks. That's very nice. That's quite nice. It's quite simple, but you know, a reasonably nice looking request. Probably not creative. I would say more if it was beautiful, elegant, good pairing. If that was the challenge, I might be choosing that one because that's a lovely, lovely combination. Then we've got William Town, the football guy, Exorcon 42 again, A2020 Vision, a pair of Rustons running HST style with some open wagons. I think I missed that one. That's pretty creative. Oh, I don't know. You'll have to keep me straight in the comments, folks, in the chat. If I read out one that sounds real good, let us know. Sharky McSharknose, I liked yours. Banana Titan, I liked your username. Harry Chapman, thank you to you. Co-Captain Blue again, William Grantham. Terence Priestley, thank you very much, Terence. I'll run some O-Gauge for you in just a second. Mayo Hosco, thank you to you. William Town, I did get yours, yeah. NWR, J&W Studios. Super Gamer D, XR Cunt again. Sodor Danderman, William Grantham, Brad O, and Storm331. Thank you very much to you. And let's do that O-Gauge request then, as required. There we go. Let's see what we've got on here. It is the 14XX and the Auto Coach, which is set up. So let's go with that. And I could, I suppose, bring the Terrier into the mix as well. Let's see what happens. Have we got power here? No. Oh yeah, I switched it off instead of switching it on, I think. No, still got no power. Or did I put the wrong... I think I might have plugged the wrong thing in. You know what? That's probably why it's not working. Let's see. Sorry it's not a great shot, by the way. Whoops. The Fat Controller-mobile just got stung there. But there we go, just to prove that the O-Gauge layout is still working. And then we've got the Terrier. Let's back the Terrier train up because we've got some more rolling stock on here. It's not coupled up, so I won't be able to go forwards again with it. But we can back up a little bit. Whoa! Oh no! We got one of the vans came off. Oh dear! See, that is scary when that happens, especially as I've already tempted fate by saying that none of my O-Gauge rolling stock has ever derailed or whatever, and never come crashing down into the valley. Because it could happen, I suppose, if something derails. Yeah, perhaps I could do with some track maintenance on my O-Gauge setup. It could do with a bit of a clean and a dust maybe. But yeah, we'll back the Terrier up to the buffer stop. There we go. So hopefully that's all right. Little bit of O-Gauge running there. We'll have to do another O-Gauge video at some point. Let's see how everything else is doing. Right. So I think for the S&DJR wagon, I'm going to go with my gut. I think I'm going to give it to Sodor Danderman, who wanted to see the Bachmann Thomas range with one wagon with Edward, two wagons with Henry, three wagons, and so on, all in a line. So I think is that going on their numbers? Is Edward number one? Let me double check. I should know this. I know. It's easy to forget this sort of thing when you're me. Oh, Edward's number two. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he meant the running numbers then. Maybe not. But either way, yeah, I think that has to be the most creative one. So, yes, Sodor Danderman, you send me an email with your postage address. You've got 1 week to claim it. If it hasn't been claimed by the next stream, next Sunday, then the wagon will go up for grabs again next week, along with what I'm giving away next week. So you've got 1 week. And yeah, send me the postage address, and then after the last stream, I will send everything out in one go to save me going to the post office all the time. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching today. I have got some spoilers, well, teasers, for what's coming up next week. So next week, I'm going to attempt to make something in N scale. There you go, it's pretty exciting. It's nothing too crazy, don't get excited. I'm not building a layout or anything, but I am trying to make an N-gauge something, an N-gauge model, we could say that. And I'm also going to be trying a new tank engine from Hornby, and there's also going to be a new bit of rolling stock reviewed as well. So stay tuned for those. For now though, I will say thank you so much to everybody for your support. I really do appreciate it, and of course every little donation does that little bit to keep this channel alive, and I really do appreciate that, because this is It's kind of my life's work, and you guys all make it possible. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for watching. I will see you next Sunday with some train time and some other shenanigans, which I haven't quite decided on yet, but you know they're going to happen. So we'll see you soon. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll catch you on the next one. All right, cheers, folks. Thanks for the support, and you take care. Hey folks, thank you all very, very much for tuning in for another episode of Sam's Trains Live. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with another episode very, very soon, but in the meantime, please enjoy the videos that I'll be posting on my channel. Till then, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks again for your support, folks, and take care of yourselves.